Vikings here lately, Brian, they've been in ball games. They've been really close. They've had opportunities. They led over in Ravenswood the other night, I think double-digit lead, and got in some foul trouble. Had to get our top 2 scorers out of the game, and that happens over in Ravenswood from time to time. And 11-point lead turned into an 8-point deficit, and fought their way back into the game. Took the lead late in the game on a 3-pointer by Brady McVeigh, and then just couldn't hold the lead. Ravenswood comes back, and they end up winning going away, knocking down some free throws late in the game, and Vikings just couldn't make shots. And that's been the trouble. We just haven't shot the ball well. You know, the team that we saw at Scott hasn't shown up a lot here lately, and we need that team to show back up. We got to start knocking down shots from the perimeter and getting out and scoring, getting some easy buckets.
What is that, Jeff? Is it as simple as getting some easy buckets and just seeing the ball go through the hole for the confidence? Because more than anything, we're struggling from the free throw line, and that probably concerns me more than anything.
Yeah, and that's usually between the ears more than it is physical. It's more mental, and you're exactly right. You got to see it go through that net, and then good things seem to happen. We just have had some real struggles. You know, we talked about it after the Scott game. Nobody knew these young kids. Nobody knew what they could do. I mean, you jump out, and Blake Justice scores 38 points. His first varsity ball game. That's going to get some attention. They're going to start locking down the defenses, adjusting on him and Cade, thinking make somebody else beat them, and that's what teams have done. And Cade has stepped up big and scored, had some really good games here of late. Good to see the senior leadership coming through, but he can't do it all by himself. He's got to have some help, and we're looking for that next guy to step up.
That's going to have to happen tonight, Jeff. It's going to be a tough test. A feisty bunch from Lincoln County in town. The Vikings lead the all-time series 11-8 with a 24-point win 3 weeks ago. They're going to come up here looking for revenge tonight.
Yeah, we scored 21 points in each and every quarter down there, which was really phenomenal. But this team has gotten better. They played Point Pleasant very, very well. They've coming out of the holidays, they played up in Ritchie County, won up there. So, you know, they've been doing a good job. I got to get my hug in from my senior buddy.
Kate Good coming to the scorer's table to give us a little bit of love, Jeff, and I'm going to miss that when he's gone. He's a special young man, and boy, has it been a joy to cover him. And he just shows up every night, goes about his business. I remember as a youngster, he came out and had some big games as a freshman that were really unexpected, and he's taken a back seat over the last couple of years, kind of playing a complimentary role. Not now. He's the guy, and everyone's looking at him, and I couldn't be more happy for him.
You know, my wife and I were talking about him. He is a good basketball player. He's a great baseball player. He's a good athlete, but he's a better person. He's just a good kid, and you can't help but want a kid like that to be successful. He's a yes sir, no sir type of guy, and he means a lot to this program. He means a lot to us, and you're right. We're going to enjoy his senior season.
I brought my youngest down here for practice one night, and he was having a time. Of course, you know how energetic Caleb is. I turn around, next thing I know, he's playing one-on-one with Cade, and I thought, you know what, that is the really exemplifies who Cade is.
Yep.
You know, he had never met my youngest, but my youngest thought he was the greatest thing in the world there for a few moments, and I was very appreciative of that.
You know, it's like when we were growing up, my heroes were Terry Landis and guys like that, Mike Ludwig. Yep. You know, and that's in Caleb and these youngsters' eyes that come here, watch these ball games. These guys are their heroes, and it's really nice when you see a kid step up and give back and take some time with those kids. It touches your heart.
Well, let's hope he has a big one here tonight, and the Vikings can get off this 4-game losing streak, start the new year off with a victory. Jeff will find out more about that. Hopefully when we return, we'll have the aforementioned head coach Derek Mullins when the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital countdown to tip-off continues right here on C98 The Bull. Ripley High School as the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital countdown to tip-off continues. We're getting close, Jeff. Quickly, keys for tonight for the Vikings to get off the proverbial schneid and get back in the win column.
Well, we got to shoot the ball better from the perimeter, that's for sure. Get easy buckets. You know, we scored 21 in each quarter against them down there on their home floor, and it's a bigger floor, it's a longer floor. So, if we can jump out and start getting some easy buckets and play good defense, it doesn't change. If we do that, we're going to win. And good crowd here tonight, so they should have plenty of backing out there. They should feel good about this game.
Vikings find out if we can do it next. When we return, we'll have the opening tip-off and the starting lineups. Been listening to the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital countdown to tip-off. More after this on C98 The Bull.
Dave's County Panthers and your Ripley Vikings. And now let's meet the starting lineup. First for the Panthers, number 11, Aiden Schaefer. Number 13, Eli Smith. Number 2, Grayson Ellis. Number 35, Wyatt Edwards. And number 5, Will Shepard. The Panthers are led by head coach Brad Vance, assistant coaches Chip Ellis, Kyle Gerritsen, Brett Gillenwater, and Scooter Phillips. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Ripley Vikings. At guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 1, Brady McVeigh. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 2, Parker Boyd. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 11, Brandon Saez. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 20, Blake Justice. And at guard, a 6' senior, number 23, Cade Good. The Vikings are led by head coach Derek Mullins, assistant coaches Jamison Hunt, Steve Hunt, and support staff Tyler Donahue.
Thank you, Kevin, for the call of tonight's starting lineups. The Vikings out on the floor in their traditional home white, blue and gray trim on the side, blue numerals trimmed in gray, and Vikes throwback to my era, Jeff, which I love, and script across the chest. Panthers tonight in their home black, baby blue numerals, baby blue lettering, and baby blue trim outlined in white. Panthers will have it coming the other way from left to right at our broadcast position here courtside at the Hell Center. Shepard with it in the corner to Ellis. Now to Schaefer. Had a big night against us in Hamlin a few weeks ago, Jeff. He made a lot of shots. We'll see how the Vikings are able to control tempo in this game. They did a good job. Shot up by Schaefer, no good. Rebounded by Sias. Thought the Vikings on the big court last time out did a good job controlling tempo. McVeigh straightaway three, got it. Good start.
Watching Brady in warm-ups, and he was stroking it pretty good. It's carried over into the game as he knocks down the first three from the top of the key.
Big start for the Vikings. Edwards back to Schaefer across the timeline up the near side. Crossover into the corner to Shepard. We'll dribble it out to the elbow, passing off to Ellis. Ellis back to Shepard, left of the circle. We'll back it out. They'll reset. Hands it off to Smith. Smith guarded by Boyd. Parker not in the lineup last time these two teams faced off, and Shepard's three no good. Rebounded by Justice.
Beautiful
Quick run out.
pass.
McVeigh with 5 points as Justice gets his second assist. Vikings out to a 5-0 lead.
And Blake he just threaded the needle that time. Great pass, and Brady finishes.
Pressure bothering the Panthers as Shepard will break it across the timeline at the free throw line. He'll pull up, in and out. Rebounded by Edwards. Edwards trying to go back up against two Vikings. Shot no good.
Justice out of there with the rebound. Here come the Vikings on the run.
Justice with it, the lefty. Nearly threw it away. McVeigh has it deflected out of bounds by Schaefer. Good hands by Aiden Schaefer. 6:17 to go in the first quarter. 5-0 Vikings. And you mentioned in the pregame to head coach Derek Mullins, we scored 21 points all 4 quarters down in Hamlin 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, sure
love
did.
to replicate that here tonight.
Oh, man, it would be wonderful.
Justice in the corner three, and he banks it in.
Banks open tonight late in Ripley.
One of those nights so far for the Vikings, 8-0. 2 consecutive three-pointers for the blue and white. Justice comes away with the steal. A ton of contact.
What a pass.
As Cade Good gets a bucket and a quick timeout. Full timeout for
Brandon.
the Panthers. Justice with another dime as Good gets the lay-in.
Beautiful passing out there by the Vikings. They're running the floor well, 10-0. I think they are well on their way to that 21 if I didn't just jinx them. But 5:48 to go here in the first period. Already jumping out to a 10-0 lead.
Let's take a quick break, Jeff. 10-0 Vikings. 5:48 to go in the first. More after this.
CIS cable.
Center. 10-0. Vikings out to a quick lead here tonight over the Panthers. A little bit what we saw in Hamlin a few weeks ago. Can they sustain it? We'll find out.
Whoa, got away with the carry.
Shepard across the timeline, hands it off to Schaefer, and Justice nearly picks his pocket, but he'll be called for the foul. It was the right call.
Yeah.
His first, team's first.
You get away with that at the lower levels quite often, but at this level, that usually gets you a foul.
If you impede the offensive player in any way, meaning reaching across him, even if you do get it clean, they're going to call the foul 9 out of 10 times. Here's Shepard, right wing. Skipping cross court, and it's stolen by Good. Here comes Cade Good quickly the other way, lays it up, ton of contact. And a late offensive foul call. Not a good one, but it is a offensive foul nonetheless on Cade.
Yeah, he was not established in any way. I thought Cade was going to draw the foul and maybe have an opportunity to three-point play, but
my biggest problem with that, Jeff, is he was under the basket. It's hard to draw a charge when you're, a step or two outside being in the cylinder. I think it's a difficult call. Here's a three in transition from Smith, in and out. Rebounded by Justice. Here he comes the other way quickly. Layup, good. He got a lot of those in the opener here.
Used that offhand. He's a lefty, and he used that right hand, protected the ball, and laid it in.
12-0 start to the ball game for the Vikings. Here's Schaefer, corner three, got it.
And he can light it up. He's a player. As you said, Brian, he was scoring often for them down there, and he's a nice-looking player.
That ends a 12-0 run for the Vikings as Good has it. Back to McVeigh between the circles. 2-3 zone here out of the Panthers.
Wide open in the middle if they just look there.
Force the Vikings to make shots. Good will drive it baseline. Swings it cross court, baseline to Justice. Three, too strong. Rebound kept alive by Sias and knocked out of bounds. It'll be Viking basketball.
Sias active for the Vikings inside. Brady will come out along with Justice. McVeigh and Justice check out for the Vikings.
Boyd and Stiletto in. A nice pass from Stiletto as Parker gets a lay in. 14-3. Here comes Schaefer in transition. Ball tapped from behind. Fight for it. It's Garrett Rhodes coming off the bench tonight, showing the grit that we know he plays with, and he digs it out, Viking basketball.
And that young man played hard over Ravenswood. He got beat up over there in the post. They were letting them play very physical. And they had the transfer in from Roane County. It's about 6'7", and his elbows were sharpened for that game.
Here's Sias. So Stiletto loses the handle, and it'll be out of bounds to the Panthers. I don't think either official was too convinced on where that ball was going, but it will be to Lincoln County nonetheless.
Vikings still in that full court man-to-man pressure. They have not taken their foot off the gas pedal thus far. Freely substituting is Coach Derek Mullins as Cade and Good and Sias will come out of the ball game.
McVeigh and Justice back in the ball game. Told Derek this is a stat keeper's nightmare. He needs to slow that down a little bit. My brain doesn't work as fast as it once did. Here's Schaefer up the near far side, rather, off to Smith. He'll drive it to the basket, cut off by Rhodes. Ball deflected. Fight for it. It's Edwards with it. He'll shoot a mid-range two. No good. Garrett Rhodes digs out the rebound.
Here come the Vikings again.
Stiletto quickly into the front court. Justice, corner three. Got it.
They're looking to run at every opportunity. 17-3 lead.
Justice with 8 here in the first quarter. Pass off to Edwards, under the bucket, layup good. He's a tough matchup down there. He's size and strength. Tough for the Vikings to match up with 17-5.
Did a good job of using his body to clear out and get a path to lay that ball in.
Stiletto, corner three, ball deflected. Shot blocked by Edwards.
And here come the Panthers on the run now. They're looking to score quickly.
Shot up no good by Ellis. Justice pulls down the board. Nice pass to McVeigh. Contact, finishes through the contact. McVeigh with 7.
Good job by Brady of creating some space down there, as you called it, Brian, and he was able to lay it up cleanly.
19-5 the score, and a touch foul called from behind on Parker Boyd. That'll be his first,
Looks
team's
like
third.
Connor Casto will enter in for the Vikings along with Cade Good and Brandon Sias. As they are keeping fresh legs out there on the court.
They're not going to let you sit long over there, that's for sure. Here come the Vikings defensively. Ball nearly thrown away. Here's a drive to the basket. Connor Casto with a big block. McVeigh saves it into the hands of Edwards. He passes off to that's Ellis and a tie-up.
Brady telling the senior Connor Casto, he said, that's my bad. I know better than to save that under my own basket, but it worked out for him as he dug it out of there and got the jump ball call to stay with Lincoln County.
Smith finishes through contact, and Brandon Sias is going to pick up his first personal. That'll be the team's 4th with 2.5 minutes to go here in the quarter.
So that was tough. Good entry play, good positioning there by the Panthers. as they try to claw their way back into this game, trailing 19-7 now, 2:31 to go in the first period.
One thing you do know, Jeff, Lincoln County will not lay down. They will fight you tooth and nail to the final buzzer. The Vikings better be prepared regardless of the score. Play the possession, don't play the scoreboard. 19-8, the Vikings lead it. Good. In the corner to McVeigh, head fake, drives at baseline. Passes off, no look to Connor Casto, and he lays it up and in.
And Connor was ready, had his hands ready, and used that offhand to lay that in, get a bucket. Nice penetration and assist by McVeigh.
There's 5 consecutive quarters of 21 points for the Vikings against the Panthers, as it's 21-8 now. Hopefully that's not it for the quarter for this group. Here's Ellis off to Smith, looking for room. In the corner to Schaefer, guarded by Good. He'll drive at baseline. Kicks it out to Ellis for 3, in and out. Rebounded and laid back in. It was Wood, and I think the Vikings got away with one there. I think there was some contact.
That was an N1. We fell asleep a little bit on the box out.
Here's a 3 from Justice, no good. Wood with the rebound, loses the handle. Good comes out of there with it, and he's going to be tripped. And that'll be the first team foul on the Panthers in this ballgame.
And good sportsmanship there shown by Wyatt Edwards of Lincoln County, picking Kate up off the, wasn't intentional, the trip was not, and give him a little pat, and here we go.
So Justice out, Parker Boyd in. 1:19, clock turning, first quarter, 21-10. Vikings lead it. It was 21-16 down there 3 weeks ago. Here's Good.
Lincoln County staying into that zone, Brian. They're just extending it out a little bit. Looks a little bit like a man-to-man. Oh, his foot never came up.
That was an anticipated call.
Yeah.
Foot did not come off the ground. Pivot foot stayed down. They're getting no argument from Derek Mullins, as normally you won't. The ever-stoic head coach of the Ripley Vikings. There's Dakota Wood passing off to Schaefer, baseline. Into the backcourt goes the basketball, and Connor runs it down, passes off to Good, and he's going to get an easy bucket out of it.
And that's a hustle stat right there. Connor Casto just gave it all.
An effort by Connor Casto, 23-10. Here's Schaefer for 3. Edwards rebound amongst 3 Vikings. Sias blocks it back into the hands of Schaefer. Back to Edwards, finishes.
A lot of action going on out there, and the 2 seniors for Ripley, Casto and Good. What a hustle play. The trip down before this one, Brian.
Earmark that one, Jeff. This is a 2-point ball game late. That could factor in big time. 10 seconds to go here in the quarter. McVeigh, 23-12. Sias in the corner. He'll baseline drive. Passes to Casto. Trouble handling. Misses the first one. Putback won't go, and he's fouled with 2.6 to go. Connor Casto is going to the free throw line.
And Connor has that length out there. You know, his build is very slight, but he hustles and he gets in there and scraps, and that length pays off time and time again of him just getting his hand on the ball.
He's a deceptive leaper as well, Jeff. He can get up and get off the floor quickly.
Pretty good high jumper.
23-12. Senior to the line. He's got a couple. He makes the first. He rattles that one in. He has 3 points.
Big quarter for the Vikings.
So Good out. Rhodes was out. He's back in. So Casto, second one on the way. High arcer off the back of the iron. Davin Rose fights for it. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings.
And great effort by Rose there of working his way inside and getting a hand on that ball. 2.6 seconds. The Vikings have time to catch and shoot.
They're going to amend it to 2 seconds. So they're going to make it 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 24-12. The Vikings look to add to that lead, and having trouble getting that set. All the pressure, every bit of pressure now on James as the whole arena's looking at him. Jamison Hunt comes in to save the
I
day.
knew Jamison was good for something over
Leave it
there.
to those youngsters. Here's McVeigh inbounding to Boyd for three. Too strong. Garrett Rhodes rebounds, runs out of time, doesn't have time to lay it back in. And the Vikings will take a 24-12 lead to the second period here at the Health Center of second quarter action when we return right here on C98 The Bull. Vikings will have the basketball here to start the second quarter of action. Lineup for the Vikings: McVeigh, Rhodes, Sias, Justice, and Good. For the Panthers: Wood, Ellis, Schaefer, Smith, and Johaim. Checking into the ball game for the first time. Johaim, a power of energy the last time we played them, Jeff. He was all over the floor. And a problem for the Vikings. You just can't make that pass. Fantastic play by Wood. Steals it, takes it end to end.
Yep, you throw it across the face of the defense flat like that. It's a turnover and a layup, just exactly what happened.
Back to 10 points, 24-14.
Got to penetrate.
2 feet in the paint, right?
Yep.
First time tonight we've said that, but we say it every night. As Good fires a three, it won't go. Schaefer clears the board. Back, trying to get back to within 10, and Schaefer throws it away, and he knew it as soon as it left his hand.
And Brian, you said it early in the first period, this Lincoln County Panther team will not quit. They will just keep coming at you, and they've cut this thing to a 10-point Viking lead early in this second period.
McVeigh in the corner. On the block, they go to Sias. They turn it over. Schaefer out of there with it. 24-14. Here's Ellis across the top of the circle. Long two, in and out. Ball knocked out and rebounded by Garrett Rhodes. McVeigh into the front court quickly, picks up his dribble, nowhere to go. Off to Good, right of the circle. He'll fire a three, too strong. Good rebound by Sias. He fights two Panthers for it. He misses. Rhodes with the rebound,
fouled.
and he's going to the line. Couldn't get it to fall. That's what will net Garrett Rhodes more playing time, Jeff.
Without a doubt, and you know, Garrett's in there and he's undersized night in and night out, but he just goes in there and battles and fights and scratches and, you know, gives maximum effort.
Aiden Schaefer picks up his first.
Free throw woes for the Vikings continue.
We're 1 for 3 tonight. 61% coming into tonight. 1 of 2 for Garrett as he is in the scoring column. 25-14, Vikings with the lead. Here's Smith driving. Strong drive blocked by Sias. Another block by him. Rebounded by Johaim. Here's a three by Schaefer. That's no good.
Woods all over Jenkins. Officials right on top of that as Justice was getting hammered all the way down the floor. Finally gets a call after he crosses the half-court line.
Schaefer out of the ball game. Shepard in. Here's Justice. Three from the wing, too strong. Good rebound by Sias. Can't hang on to it. He throws it away as Good comes out of there with it. Vikings the other way.
What
Hectic
a pass.
Pace. Great pass from Sias as Garrett Rhodes gets the bucket. 27-14.
And Garrett just continued to run the floor and got rewarded for it. Great pass.
3 points. Trouble for Wood. He dribbles through the trap, finds Johaim wide open, lays it up and in.
Here come the Vikings quickly.
No time to rest on your laurels in this game, Jeff. You better get turned and play defense on the other end. Sias, another great pass. This one to Rhodes, can't connect. Gets the rebound. He'll fight Johaim for it. And is it a tie-up or a foul?
I think it's going to be a foul on Johaim. He was in there aggressively going after it, Brian, but got a whole lot of arm that time as Rhodes once again in there scratching. A great pass from Sias, couldn't finish it, but went right back up after it. 11-point Viking lead at 27-16 here with 5:22 to go in the second period.
There's Justice, Parker Boyd back into the ball game as well. Here's Ellis draped all over Boyd. Wood out. Schaefer in for the Panthers.
Whoa.
Cross court, and Parker throws it into the stands. Turnover Vikings.
Unforced errors, you know, and they're going to happen, but you know, when you got the lead like this, Brian, you can be very patient out there and get a good shot every time down.
So a slow quarter for both, 4-3. Vikings have given the Panthers an opportunity to climb back into this one. Here's Smith for three, got it. Turns around and tells the Viking student section to sit down and be quiet. So
that'll get him some.
That will draw some attention the rest of the way. Here's a pass baseline to Garrett Rhodes. Shot good. Maybe got away with the travel, Jeff. 29-19 the score.
Got his feet under him. Yeah, probably did, but we deserve one.
Here's Smith. Has his pocket picked, and a foul is going to be called on Cade Good.
Whoa.
Wow. That's Cade's second personal.
You're wondering what he did. That's had the ball stolen, and looked like Smith was going to pick up the foul after the turnover, and Viking student section giving him a round of applause over there.
Cade with a wry smile and a little shake of the head. He didn't agree with that one. Here's Shepard across the timeline off to Schaefer. He'll drive it, pull up, passes it to Parker Boyd. Parker comes out of there with the steal from the Vikings into the front court. Off to Justice. Justice turns it over. Johaim with the steal. Now Brady McVeigh steals it right back. Pretty sloppy basketball here all of a sudden. Here comes McVeigh. Back tap from Shepard. And hey, Jeff, we talk about this. It's starting to get out of control. This happened in the girls' game last week, and this is when everyone gets upset. This is when words are exchanged. This is when tempers flare. They've got to get this game under control. It's getting very chippy right now.
Their youthful exuberance is spilling over a little bit, and it's looking pretty sloppy out there, as you called it.
Sias takes it to the basket. Can't finish. There was some level of contact that wasn't called.
They're letting them play a little bit out there, you know, and as it gets more out of control, I'm sure the foul totals will pick up.
I'm okay with the physical nature of it. Shot up, no good. Sias with the board. Parker Boyd with the strong take, and of course, the offensive foul, because it's always called any chance they get. Turnover Vikings.
They love to make that call. Parker made a good, strong move to the basket.
So wholesale changes once again. Edwards back in the ball game. Doss in for the Vikings.
Doss has played some good minutes for the Vikings here of late. Shot the ball extremely well.
Takes me 10 minutes to figure out who's on the floor. Bear with me a second here. Here's pass in the corner to Schaefer. Shot no good. Edwards with the rebound. Powers it up and in.
Strong young man in there when he gets that close. Hard to handle.
Back to within 8, 29-21. Young Vikings out there on the floor. Garrett Rhodes, the lone senior. Here's Doss, left wing. Back to McVeigh between the circles. Back to Doss. He'll shoot a three. Short. Rebound tapped by Sias, kept alive. Garrett Rhodes digs it out, and he's going to be fouled. Garrett Rhodes playing like a man possessed here this evening, Jeff. I love to see that.
And Dakota Wood coming very close. He's getting the eye contact of one of the officials. He had something to say after that foul was called.
That's what I was alluding to. I mean, tempers start flaring. Players get frustrated on both sides as Garrett makes the first. As Connors will check in for Garrett, and we'll see if he misses it on purpose to stay in the ballgame, Jeff. That's always the game within the game that I love.
What's for me, that's for sure.
They would make it if I was over here trying to keep me out of the game. My teammates would, that is. Here's Garrett Rhodes, misses the free throw. Rebounded by Smith.
Don't look now, but it's a 9-point game.
3-possession game.
Vikings been held to 6 points this quarter.
Top circle to Shepard. Now Smith, he'll shoot another 3. That one's off the mark. McVeigh clears the rebound. Brady across the timeline. Vikings is looking to make a double-digit lead again. This is without Cade Good as well, Jeff, so if we can hold serve without him on the floor, Brandon Sias travels with it.
And the problem has been against this extended zone, everything's out there on the perimeter. The inside game has been mainly on missed shots, rebounds, not feeding the low post, not feeding the high post, not getting your feet in the paint, and penetrating and finding wide open looks out there on the perimeter. So
30-21, 9-6 quarters so far in favor of the Panthers. Vikings have some work to do to keep the 21-point streak alive against the Panthers. Here's Wood at the elbow. Out in the corner is Shepard. Far corner, he'll pass it back out to Wood between the circles. He drives it down the block. He goes to Edwards. Shot no good. McVeigh pulls down the rebound. Up the far sideline, he comes with it. Reversing it back to Stiletto. Stiletto will shoot a corner 3. Got it. No, they're going to say 2. Had a toe on the line.
But he can do just that. He is a microwave. He comes off the bench, and he's ready to fire.
32-21, back to an 11-point Viking lead. Shepard. And Connor Casto comes away with a steal. Fantastic play by the senior. And then fouled in the backcourt. Frustration foul by Will Shepard.
He'll go to the foul line, shoot 2 shots. They've surpassed the 5 foul limit with 1:45 to go.
Shepard out. Austin Adkins will check in for him, and Shepard now with 2 fouls, as you mentioned. Brady McVeigh at the line. He is a 50% free throw shooter so far this year.
Vikings
bounces the first one in.
Get it back out to now a 12-point lead.
33, excuse me, to 21. Makes 1 of 2.
Justice with the rebound.
Rebounded by Justice. Here's Doss for 3. Got it. Justice the assist. 36-21. 3-point shot. Kyler Doss proving he can knock that shot down as Schaefer misses. Edwards on 3 Vikings, runs over Connor Casto and lays it up and in. And I think that might have been an Emmy from Connor Casto as he sold that very well. 36-23. Here's a steal by Wood. Coming back the other way, it's Edwards. Big, strong, physical kid lays it up and in, and it's back to an 11-point game. 4-0 run as it was a 15-point game, Jeff, and just like that, they're fighting back, trying to get it under 10.
And you mentioned it with this young group out there. You've got Cade on the bench right now with fouls, and they're staying right here where they belong. And there's another 3.
Cans a 3. He's got to shoot that shot, Jeff. They give it to him. He's got to make him come out and defend him. 39-25. Hounded all the way up the sideline. Schaefer back to Adkins. He'll drive it. Baseline floater up and in. He's going to the line.
Wow. We can't get that one on the other end.
And I think that's what Coach Mullins is wanting to talk about. It's a charge on one end and it's a block on the other. Not sure who the foul was on, Jeff. I think, was it Brady?
I think it was.
Did not come over and give the indication. So 39-28, Cade Good with 20-some seconds to go here. He'll check back in.
So the Vikings still have the double-digit 11-point lead as the quarter winds down.
21 seconds, clock turning. Doss, left wing, foul line extended. Justice between the circles. Back to Stiletto. Stiletto to McVeigh. 10 seconds. Off to Stiletto in the corner to Doss. Back to Stiletto. He'll drive it. Now Good gets a look at a three. Right wing. No good. Maybe fouled. No contact. And Smith was definitely fouled coming up the other way. No contact after the rebound. And we'll go to the half. 39-28, Vikings lead it. We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this, right here on C98, The Bull. Ripley High School as the WVU Medicine, or excuse me, the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report. There's some discrepancy on the score, Jeff. I have 40, and Coach Mullins is agreeing with me. They have 39 on the board, so they're trying to get that all straightened out. I mean, it's very conceivable I could be wrong as quickly as things are moving.
Oh, I doubt that very seriously.
But, you know, a pretty good first quarter for the Vikings and a very slow start in the second. But they were able to hold serve. They were able to hang in there. They made a couple of runs, much like we know Lincoln County is going to do. They're going to come right back at you. They're going to make some runs. You've got to be able to sustain those, Jeff. And the way we've done that tonight is making some threes. And Kyler Doss has done that. Stiletto coming in, doing that. Justice to start the ball game has been making some threes. So the Vikings making shots, again, as we've said, has been the difference. When they win, they shoot a much better clip than when they lose.
Yeah, without a doubt, we've shot the ball much better in the first half, especially in that first period. I mean, we were kind of unconscious out there with 24 first quarter points. And, Brian, you're exactly right. They were good shots, and we were able to knock them down. It was in the flow of the game. Nobody forcing a whole lot. Made some beautiful passes either on the run after a missed Lincoln County shot and getting the ball up quickly, or in the set offense. We've had a couple really good dishes inside, and we finished them. So we start making free throws, and, Lincoln County, as you said, is going to continue to fight and scratch. They're going to be very aggressive. They're going to push the ball down the floor just like we do. They're going to put up shots, and they're going to take their chances and play very not extremely overplaying defense. They're in that 2-3, but they're extending it out to get out on shooters. They're leaving the middle wide open, and we are not taking advantage of that because you get it there, they got to collapse from somewhere or give us a layup. So let's see if Coach Mullins makes some adjustments in there at halftime and lets the guys know, hey, guys, you can throw to that high post, and we can still score out of that.
How good has Garrett Rhodes been off the bench tonight, Jeff? He has 6 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal in just under 8 minutes of game time.
Well, we talk about it. He's undersized, for a big guy that has to play in the low post. But he goes in there and he gives you everything he's got. He's very aggressive. He's a quick jumper. So even on misses, he's able to get his hands on a lot of balls inside. And then he's just scrappy. I mean, he'll go down on the floor. He'll dig one out. He'll do whatever's needed to try to get the ball for the Vikings. So great job coming off the bench, as you said, and we need that. I know Coach Mullins is kind of tinkering a little bit with the lineups, trying to find, his best possible meshes in the starting lineup, and then those coming off the bench. So great job.
How about the play from Connor Casto as well? And really, to sum up Connor Casto in his career, the play on what appeared to be a turnover, and he beat the Panther player down to the other end of the floor, kept it alive, throws it back in. Cade Good gets a layup out of it.
Yeah, it was going to be an over and back, and Lincoln County was just kind of loping back, and Connor sprinted and got that ball and saved it to Cade for a wide open layup, and you just don't see that very often, and that's what Connor gives you. We used to tease in his sophomore, junior years, you just didn't know what you were going to get out of him. He would look like an NBA player for 1 minute and then look like he'd never seen a basketball. But he's grown up, he's matured, and he's done a good job for this Viking team. And he's vital with his length inside to spell both size and Garrett Rhodes. So we need kids like Connor Casto out there on the floor.
Panthers back out on the floor warming up for 40-28. They have amended the score here at the Health Center as the Vikings, in translation somewhere, there was a point lost in the up and down nature of this ball game. And
yeah, they're going to have to get the officials over here. Of course, Steve Mullins, Coach Mullins, his dad keeps a book, and he's been doing it for a while. And yeah, it's the official book. And you were right, I think.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day, Joe. 3 minutes remaining here in the halftime break. We'll step out when we return. We'll have second half action here from the Health Center. The Vikings lead it 40-28. back to the Health Center on the campus of Ripley High School. The Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report winding down, and there is still some conversation going on here. As you can imagine, Lincoln County coaches not thrilled with losing a point while they're in the halftime break, as we dealt with that at Point Pleasant a few weeks ago. We lost an entire bucket late in that ball game. So the main thing is, Jeff, you just want to get it right, whether it favors us or favors Lincoln County. You want to make sure the correct call is made and the right points are on the board.
Yeah, and, you know, when you have experienced bookkeepers and, you know, the clock scoreboard is not official, but James Ball does a terrific job of keeping things straight out there based on the signals from the officials. So, and of course you had 40, so I trust you too. So
I'm not sure I even had the right players on the floor, Jeff. I'm not sure I would trust.
Vikings going to start back with the way they started the ball game, with Parker Boyd out there, along with Brandon Sias, Blake Justice, Cade Good, and Brady McVeigh.
Panthers will have it. Not sure they realized it was their ball. As Smith will throw it in. It'll be Will Shepard up the far sideline across the timeline. Off to Schaefer, down to Shepard, baseline. Back to Schaefer in the corner. 3 on the way from Ellis. Got it. Good offensive set.
Vikings were running and jumping, trying to get a double team and a turnover, and Lincoln County very patient, found the open shooter, and he knocked it down.
Back to a 9-point game. Here's Boyd in the corner for 3. Got it. We've seen Parker Boyd heat up, Jeff, from time to time, as he has 5 now. Blake Justice with the assist. Parker's going to be called for the foul as he a little too aggressive there on Will Shepard. That will be Parker's 3rd foul.
And Shepard's a little suspect with off the bounce a little bit. He's a good-looking kid out there most of the time with the basketball, but sometimes he gets a little loose with it, and Parker trying to pick his pocket.
So Parker will probably have to sit now for the majority of this quarter with 3 personal fouls. Here is Ellis with it. He's trapped. Back to Schaefer. Across the court to Ellis. He'll shoot a contested 3. Got it.
And he's warmed up. He knocks down another 3.
Back to a 9-point game, 43-34. Hot shooting start here for the Panthers. Ball deflected by Shepard. All over Cade. Cade dribbles out of the pressure. Now to Justice. Top circle to Sias. Good in the corner for 3. Got it.
So
Big shot.
It's raining 3s here at the Health Center to start the second half.
All of a sudden, back to a 12-point game, and the Vikings lose Edwards down on the block, and he gets a lay-in.
No, I don't know how long Coach Mullins will stay in this run and jump trap defense. Lincoln County's been able to get some very good looks to start the 3rd period.
46-36. To Sias, top circle, back to McVeigh, right of the circle.
There's where you got to throw it. You saw it, I did too.
Here's Sias on the block, nice back cut from Rhodes. Ball deflected, Sias pulls it out. Shot blocked, gets his own rebound, back to Rhodes, layup, won't go. McVeigh with the rebound, his shot won't go. Rebounded, back out of there by McVeigh. Now to Good for 3. In and out, rebounded by the Panthers.
But 5 attempts by the Vikings. You know, you'll take that. Good aggressive, now pick.
Quickly the other way, McVeigh, ton of contact, no call. Now Justice will shoot a 3 and a 3-second call rather.
You know, is that a good call, Brian? Brady was active under there with the ball, and he hadn't stopped very long, just trying to, as you say, fight his way out of that all that contact to get a pass out of there.
Probably not the right person to ask for an unbiased opinion.
Look at here, Cade Good.
Cade Good with a steal. He'll look to go end-to-end. Shot won't go. Sias high, fighting for the board, out of bounds to the Panthers.
Just can't get the ball to fall here the last couple of possessions. Had good looks, drive to the basket, putbacks. But good aggressive play by the Vikings. They still lead by 10, 46-36.
Here's Dakota Wood in the ball game. He's bringing it across the timeline, falls down. Throws it away. McVeigh steals it. He'll lay it in. Sloppy game here from time to time tonight from both teams.
The Vikings still applying all that pressure.
And the Vikings leave Smith wide open, and he misses the lay-in, and he's going to hear about that from the...
And another rebound for Brady McVeigh. Smallest guy on the floor is in there battling, getting some boards.
Viking student section letting him have it over there. Here's Justice, pass off to Sias, loses the handle, stolen by Wood. Pass to Edwards in transition.
Whoa.
Travels, late whistle, but a travel nonetheless. He's pleading his case for a push from behind. Not happy with the call. Doss will check in for Sias. And Kate Good will check out, and Matthew Stiletto will check in.
So Sias takes the seat also.
48-36, Vikings lead at 4.5 to go here in the third. McVeigh cross court to Stiletto. In the corner they go. 3 on the way from Doss. No good. Garrett Rhodes battling for the rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds by Edwards.
And that's Garrett Rhodes doing what he does inside, Brian. Again, just hanging around, trying to get a handle on the ball, and causes Lincoln County to knock it out of bounds.
McVeigh will trigger it in to the left of his own basket. Doss, wide open 3, in and out. Tie up as Justice ties up Ellis. Gets the Vikings another shot at it.
Ellis getting a little chippy out there on that one, stomping on the foot of Justice. He just walks over to the edge.
Here's Stiletto off the inbounds to Rhodes. Picks up the dribble, back to Justice. Now Stiletto again in the corner to Doss. Stiletto, ball stopping a little bit. That won't make Coach Mullins happy. Into McVeigh. Trapped. Off to Rhodes. To Stiletto. Cross court to Justice. Far corner. Rhodes to Justice. Shot blocked. Rhodes with the rebound, lays it up and in, and one.
Good movement, ball movement. You said the ball did stop against the zone a couple times, but once we got that penetration and that backdoor cut by Justice, he went strong to the basket, couldn't get it to go, but there's that guy again, Garrett Rhodes with the rebound and the putback and the foul.
Eli Smith picks up his first personal, Grayson Ellis. Thought they had it on Smith. So now Garrett to the line. Gets his 9th point off the bench for the Vikings. 51-36, lead swells back out to 15. Comes Wood into the front court, off to Shepard for 3. Won't go. Doss tying up Edwards, and Edwards points at him and says, it's hard for me to rebound one arm, and he's right, but he did it.
He's a big, strong kid in there, and he's a load, and the undersized Vikings are just doing anything they can to try to keep him off the boards, but he's a man in there.
So Connor Casto will check back in to try to offset some of that. Here's Shepard, baseline drive, cut off by Connor. And there's the old dreaded double foul. It'll be Good and Edwards. So that's a big foul. It's 3 on Cade and 2 on Wyatt Edwards. You know my disdain for the double foul. It's like offsetting penalties in football.
They're trying to figure out, is that a jump ball situation?
So it's a jump ball, and that will go to the Panthers.
Let's see if the arrow changes.
Inbound to Ellis.
I like it better, Brian, when they just stop play and talk to the kids and say, listen, guys.
That's all you have to do. Nice drive by Will Shepard. He lays it up and in. Just call it timeout, officials timeout, regain control of the ball game, and don't tag 2 players with a foul.
Right.
I like that about as much as I like 3 minutes back on the clock at the end of the halftime break in football. Here's Justice. Off to Good. Back to Stiletto. He'll go to Rhodes. Baseline jumper. Got it. Garrett Rhodes in double figures.
And I've seen Garrett Rhodes in this gym all by himself and work on just that right there. Catch, one dribble move, up with a shot. Steal by the Vikings.
Justice pokes it away from Shepard, and he lays it up and in.
Assist by Cade Good.
Justice in double figures now with 10. Here comes Wood across the timeline, tries a no-look pass, throws it away.
Another turnover for the Panthers, and the Vikings beneficiaries of that. So we got a substitution as Size comes back into the game. And Dawson, Jenkins, or excuse me, Justice and
Mercy.
Stiletto.
Who's on the floor, Jeff? Feels like a hockey game out
Yeah,
there.
line change.
In and out, in and out. Here's Good with it. Passes ahead to Doss. Doss into the front court. Passes back to Cade. Cade raked across the face, no call.
And there's the strength of Cade Good.
He'll pass it off to Connor. Connor can't convert, and Sias high for the rebound. He's going to be fouled by Schaefer. And the officials letting the fans hear it.
I thought they were not supposed to acknowledge that. They're human beings, aren't they, brother?
I guess so.
I couldn't do it. I always thought I wanted to, especially.
No chance in France for this guy.
No, it's thankless.
No matter the whistle, someone's mad at you.
50% of the time, yeah.
So 2 fouls on Aiden Schaefer as the Vikings will inbound it.
Got equipment time out here. The Viking student section applauds the tying of the shoe.
Here's the inbounds to Sias. Just shoved from behind. He can't get it to fall, and Edwards pulls down the rebound. Edwards with a hard screen on McVeigh. Back cut by Wood. And passes off to Smith. Back to Schaefer. He'll drive it. Cut off by Brady McVeigh.
Yeah, Schaefer hadn't looked for his shot as much as
tonight.
usual.
No, yeah, it's surprising. He tore us up in stretches down in Hamlin a couple of weeks ago. Here's a pass to no one in particular.
And that's the second time he's done that. He immediately walks to the bench.
I think he knew what his future held.
Yeah.
Cade Good will come back out. Davin Rose in. Schaefer out, as you mentioned, and Austin Adkins in for him.
And you wonder about that pinky finger on Cade, how that's holding up. He's heavily taped on that hand. It's affected his shot, I'm sure.
Sias to Rose. Back to Doss. Baseline jumper, no good. Sias with another rebound.
Boy,
Can't
he's
get
active.
it to fall, and he takes another hard fall. And that one's going to be on Edwards, and he is.
I don't think, yeah, he didn't have much protection there on that fall. And another one of the Vikings who's long inside, slight of build, much stronger than he was last year, for sure, and giving good minutes to this Viking ball club. But that was a pretty hard foul.
So Joe Haim will check in for Edwards. Parker Boyd.
Yeah, I think Sice will probably be a little sore in the morning, along with Garrett Rhodes and some other Vikings who it's been a very physical ball game.
I'm sore watching him take those falls, Jeff.
The Vikings up 55-38 with 1:39 to go here in the third period. They have just consistently started to pull away a little bit.
Parker Boyd wasn't even in the ball game, and he's going to go to the line. I mean, you got to love that if you're Parker Boyd, right? Chance to get on the board. As he will check in for Sias as he'll go out for injury. And he makes the first free throw. 6 points for Parker.
Good-looking stroke at the foul line there with Parker.
Parker, we've seen him from time to time in JV games get blazing hot. I can't wait for that to happen at the varsity level. It's going to. It's just a matter of time.
He's just got to get that foot back underneath of him and get back to close to 100%, and you're going to see some difference.
57-38, Vikings lead out to 19 as we dip under 90 seconds remaining, and an offensive foul. Davin Rose picks it up. Don't like the call, but we'll take it.
As the bench erupts over there for the Vikings, everybody on their feet applauding Rose with the charge.
I have grown to dislike that call so much over the years, even when it goes in our favor. Here's Doss. Off to McVeigh, to Boyd, nice pass to Rose. He'll drive it against Johaim. Back out to Parker. Parker drives it back to Rose. His left-hand runner won't go, gets his own rebound.
Whoa!
Back to Rose. Contact, no call. Parker with the rebound. Ball deflected out of bounds by Johaim.
And Rose very active in there, but what a pass by McVeigh. The no-look underneath the Rose, and we just couldn't finish down there, Brian.
57-38.
Looking pretty, though.
Here's Doss with it off the inbounds. And a foul on Davin Rose, offensive foul with 52.8 to go.
Yeah, just an aggressive, trying to set a screen to get a Viking.
So some clarification. Moving screen.
Whoa.
Davin really playing with great energy defensively, Jeff.
Yeah.
He's looking for some more playing time, and that's how you get it.
Stiletto with got attacked from behind with an illegal screen, and referee just looked at him.
Davin picks up another foul. That's his second.
A little overly aggressive. So 5 team fouls for both teams.
So to the line. Davin talking to his head coach now. Dakota Wood will go to the free throw line.
Lincoln County head coach getting some quality time with the official over here.
Always some posturing going on. I love it. Here's a shot up by Dakota Wood, his 5th point of the night. Back to an 18-point Viking advantage. 17-11 quarter in favor of the Vikings so far here in the third.
Wood's a junior. He'll be back next year.
Free throw up and in, 2 for Dakota Wood. 57-40. Rose trapped off to Boyd. Throw ahead to Stiletto. Stiletto, nice pass to Doss, lays it up and in.
Boy, just like you draw it up on the wipe-off board in the locker room.
Here's another foul on Davin Rose. He picks up his 3rd personal that quickly. But, man, you've got to love the energy he's playing with, Jeff. I mean, he wants to be on the floor.
Yeah, his minutes thus far have been limited, and when he's in there, he plays hard. And you can't fault him for the effort, that's for sure. Vikings up to a 19-point lead. It's been a quiet lead, just drawing away here in the 3rd period.
It really hasn't been fireworks, Jeff, that's for sure, but they've been able to pull away here. Zach Arnold will check in for the first time of the night. Davin Rose, a rebound and 3 fouls quickly. Finds him back over there by Coach Mullins as Wood makes both. He has 8 points. Throw ahead quickly to Connor Casto in transition. Head fake, lays it up, rolls around 3 or 4 times and drops in.
Connor using that length and a nice soft touch.
61-42.
Steal by the Vikings.
Arnold knocks it away. Here come the Vikings the other way. Connor Casto lays it up and in. A great pass by Parker Boyd.
And the seniors working together.
7 points for Connor. Here's trouble for Ellis. Nowhere to go. Reversing it back to Shepard, or Wood, excuse me. Off to Smith. Smith.
Oh, he walked with it.
Loses it. Stolen by Boyd, and he can't get his shot off as time expires. Here in the 3rd period, and the Vikings take a commanding 21-point lead to the 4th period here at the Health Center as they look to snap their losing streak. See if they can hang on. We return right here on C98, The Bull. Panthers will have it here as we begin the fourth quarter. 63-42. Favor of the Vikings. Pretty good shooting night for the Vikings. 24 of 51 overall, 47%. Here's a shot by Adkins, no good. Rebounded by Justice. Spin move, good. Left-hand shot won't go. Garrett Rhodes high for the rebound. Fight for it on the ground. Panthers come out of there with it, or do they? Johaim tied up on the block. Great effort.
Vikings start this fourth period with the starting five minus Parker Boyd. Garrett Rhodes in the lineup to start this fourth period of play, and it started very aggressively.
So the Vikings will have it on the tie-up, I guess. Here's Sias into the paint. Shot too strong. High for his own rebound. Pushed down on the putback. Won't go. Smith come out of there with the rebound. He's had some rough go of it here tonight, has Brandon Sias. Here's a shot by Wood in transition. Lays it up and in. He's taking some punishment.
And the problem is you got to protect the shooter out there. I mean, he's defenseless when he goes up.
Nice
and he's
back
getting
cut.
hammered.
Nice pass to Garrett Rhodes. Right under the basket. Easiest look he's had all night. Can't get it to go. 63-44. Here's Wood from the elbow. Jumper good. He's got a silky smooth jump shot.
Yeah, just effortless. He got to that elbow. He pulled up and knocked it down. Where's the wall?
Rhodes travels with it.
Vikings a little sloppy here. Haven't been able to dent the scoreboard in the first minute of the fourth period as Rhodes comes out. Connor Casto entered the game for the Vikings.
Coach Mullins looks at him and says, shoot it. Quit thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
What a fun system this will be to play in, Jeff. Everyone's got the green light. Somehow Wood dribbles through the trap. Shot up by Adkins, no good. Connor Casto high for the rebound.
A lot of contact.
And that hasn't been called a foul most of the night. It's called a foul there. And that, again, this is where it gets ugly.
Yeah, and both teams very similar as far as their aggressiveness, Brian. Vikings, we know they want to run and jump and trap and try to create turnovers. Lincoln County, the same thing. They're very undersized also, especially when Edwards is not on the floor.
There's McVeigh to Casto at the free throw line. Fakes
Good
the handoff
fake.
to Justice, drives it right down the lane and lays it up and in. He has 9.
And got pushed down low, but still was able to finish.
65-46. Here's Ellis in the corner to Johaim. Out to Schaefer, and the ball was on the inline. Turnover, Panthers. Back into the ball game comes Wyatt Edwards.
Johaim will go to the bench.
Here's
I don't think he was very happy about it.
Voicing his displeasure with either the call or coming out of the game. Coach Mullins wants to take a timeout. 30-second timeout.
And that's a good coaching moment. We've got the game pretty well in hand, but too much dribbling around out there. And he wants the ball to move. He wants it to move quickly. He wants guys to flash. He wants guys to come off those screens and get their open shots that way. So a good job by Coach Derek Mullins in teaching moments here, Brian.
Exactly. Maybe more of an opportunity to calm his team down a little bit and not allow them to get caught up in the emotion, not do something silly that may cause them to miss a game or two if they react to a hard foul or whatever the case may be. I think both coaches probably trying to get their team to understand that right now.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And the Vikings have the luxury of the lead,
which is always a good thing. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. 65-46. Highest scoring output for the Vikings in a few weeks. With time remaining in this one, here's Good. Back to Casto. Off to Sias. He'll shoot a 3 in the face of Edwards. Can't get it to go. Connor Casto high for the rebound. Ball deflected out of bounds, and he turns and peers at the official.
Didn't say anything, but he had the look, didn't he? You gotta love it.
He was none too thrilled with the no call. You never have to guess where Connor stands in his emotions, right?
Nope.
He kind of wears those on his sleeve.
You're not going to see K. Good come off a screen without them switching. They know what he can do, and that's exactly it. He comes off that low cut and faces up and drills a three.
He's in double figures now, 68-46, 22-point Viking lead. It's been an off night for Cade. He's been in foul trouble a lot. Here's Wood for three. That one's off the mark. Sias tracks down the rebound. Quickly on the run. Good. Fouled. No call. Lays it up and in. I'm not sure how you don't call that, but somehow they didn't, and that's 12.
A lot of times, Brian, the strength is a disadvantage. They see how strong he is with the basketball, and they just won't give him that one. And it's not fair to the kid, that's for sure, as Cade has done everything he needed to do to draw those fouls going in there strong.
So the Vikings deflect it in the backcourt off to the Panthers. Back to Smith. Smith will drive it. Nobody stops him. He lays it up and in. He has 8.
Edwards sealed Connor Casto off that time, so he couldn't come and help.
70-48. Boyd to Justice, off to Good. Right down the painted area, left-hand shot won't go. Schaefer with the board. Hayden Schaefer with 3 points tonight. Had you told me that prior to the ball game, I would have taken the over on that. I assumed he would be a guy up around 15 or 20 tonight, the way he played against us a couple of weeks ago. Baseline jumper from Grayson Ellis, and a good one. 70-50, Vikings lead it.
Ellis is one of those kids, if you were playing a pickup game, you probably wouldn't pick him early, but he's pretty solid in there. He does a lot of things. He shoots the ball pretty well.
Anyone who can shoot it like that, you want him on your team. Here's ball deflected by Aiden Schaefer, back into the hands of Good. To Justice, off to McVeigh. Back to Boyd. Back to Justice. Good, right wing. Casto, top circle. Off to Boyd. He'll drive it on Edwards. Left-hand shot up and in. Parker Boyd showing off some of that and athleticism, and we get a technical on Edwards. He takes his jersey off.
And we've seen a lot more contact than that on some drives by Cade Good.
Well,
and
that's what happens, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And unfortunately for Wyatt Edwards, he's the beneficiary of that, as his emotions got the best of him in that moment. But it's understandable, Jeff. Like you said, not a ton of contact when there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on and a lot of calls that aren't being made. You make that call. This is what happens.
Yep. And fortunately, it wasn't any more than just that. As Edwards gets the technical, he goes to the bench. He takes his jersey off. His coach tells him to put it back on. They're at the other end of the floor away from the Vikings. So
Parker makes both.
He's going to get another one.
This is a potential 5-point trip right here for Parker Boyd.
I'd like to have a few of those every night.
Oh, yeah. And he gets it. He makes all 3 free throws. He has 12 points.
Boy, that stroke was coming back for Boyd, isn't it? And as you said, as he progresses and gets, a little healthier with that ankle, he could have some big nights for the Vikings.
No question about it, as Vikings, Stiletto, Boyd, Casto, Rose, and Doss. Wood, Ellis, Schaefer, Smith, and Johaim for the Panthers. And Stiletto right down the paint, lays it up and in. Vikings 77-50, they lead it.
One thing about these youngins for the Vikings, they're not bashful. They like to score points. They can shoot it from the 3. A great drive that time by Stiletto.
So some more changes now coming for the Panthers. A lot of new faces in the ball game.
Yoheem back into the game for the Panthers, along with Adkins and
Drew Banks in there as well.
Isaac Bird.
Austin Dunlap. Here's Boyd, cross court to Rose. Rose to Doss. He'll shoot a 3.
He can shoot it. That's the kid that comes in early in the morning and works on his shot, and he's been the beneficiary of that hard work as he's been stroking the basketball here lately.
He has 8 of them here tonight. 8 points, that is, not 8 threes. That might be a Chase Fisher type of night. In the corner, and an offensive foul, and
there he is, taking the hit. Connor Casto will come out.
There's that call again.
For the Vikings, Zach Arnold going to get some minutes here. 2:48 to go in the 4th period. Vikings up 30 now, 80-50.
So they've bested their output almost. You got to get 5 to. They're averaging 82 so far against the Panthers this year for some reason.
Here's
Here's
3
Stiletto.
of them.
That looked in. Parker Boyd with the rebound.
Early called him a little bit on that one, but
Back
wow.
up and in. Parker.
There he goes.
Ton of contact, no call.
He's starting to feel it, partner.
Parker with the putback, 82-50. Parker with 14 tonight. Here's a no-look pass.
A lot of contact.
A whole lot of contact, no call. Adkins comes out of there with the rebound, and
there's
Davin Rose with the steal. He's going to go end to end. Shot no good. Parker lays it up and in.
And that scared me because Rose was on the floor, and I didn't know where Parker was going to come back down after that putback with that ankle.
84. There's the 84 number, and then thrown away by Banks on the other side.
Just that quickly, the Vikings are able to put points on the board.
Ross Van Meter will check in for the first time tonight for Parker Boyd with 1:50 to go in the ball game.
Great game by the senior.
Van Meter will drive it off to Arnold. 3, left wing, too strong. Rebounded by the Panthers.
Still time left in this ball game for these younger Vikings to get some quality minutes.
Austin Adkins, left wing. He'll shoot it long, contested too, and buries it. Tough shot. He has 5 points tonight. 84-52, no look. Davin Rose lays it up and in. Good pass from Stiletto.
That gets them beyond the points scored down at Lincoln County.
86-52, Vikings exploding here in this second half. 23-14, 23-10 so far. Whatever Coach Mullins did at halftime worked here this evening. Tie up on the floor with 58.5 to go. It will be Panther basketball.
Chris Jenkins going to get some playing time here for the Vikings as Stiletto comes out of the game.
Sam Varney in as well.
Big Sam, good to see him get some minutes here late in the game.
Here's a shot, 3 in the corner. No good.
Here we go.
Rebounded by Arnold.
Good-looking kid, works hard.
A lot of room to grow, too. He's a big, broad-shouldered kid.
Looking for Big Sam to pull the trigger there.
Here's Arnold for 3, far corner, too strong. Battle for it, Panthers come out of there with it. It's Joe Haim with 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Here's Banks right up the center court stripe. Fires the 3, won't go. Arnold rebounds it.
Vikings on the run again, and
Coach Mullins says
calling them
no
off.
shot. The Vikings will dribble out the final 14 seconds of this ball game and even their record at 4-4 here tonight and get the season sweep of the Lincoln County Panthers. We'll step out when we return. We'll have Viking head coach Derek Mullins. And when we return with the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital post-game report right here on C98, The Bull. Ripley High School, WVU Medicine, Jackson General Hospital. Post-game report, joined now by Viking head coach Derek Mullins. And, Coach, can we get Lincoln County on the schedule a couple more times this year? We seem to have their number here in 2023-24.
Yeah, played really well tonight for the most part. And still, as a coach, you always see a lot of things you need to work on. I thought we did a lot better job of making an adjustment in the second half with how we want to trap, coming from kind of behind, so to speak, trying to speed them up. And the guy in front needs to make sure we stop the guy and then make sure we have somebody come from behind. I think we got a lot of steals off that, which led to a lot of easy buckets. That's something we've really been working on in practice recently.
You have 5 guys in double figures. You also had Kyler Doss with 8 and Connor Casto both off the bench with 9. You nearly had 7 guys in double figures here tonight.
Yeah, it's impressive. I know I talked to you earlier today about how we wanted to have 3, 4, 5 guys in double figures, and I thought we did a really good job of really spreading the ball out. Something we've been emphasizing is moving the ball side to side and making sure everybody touches it, not shooting the ball in 5 seconds, but more like 20, 25 seconds of offensive play. So we don't have to play defense as much because we wear ourselves down, especially on the defensive end where we're playing full court 32 minutes. But I thought we did a really good job of spreading the ball out and letting everybody have a little bit of fun with it.
Coach came out of the gate strong, very aggressive with that pressing defense and also with the pushing the ball up the floor quickly, getting transition points, getting good looks, some beautiful assists tonight by your guys. But I was so impressed because this thing could have got out of hand. It got a little chippy there. Your kids held their composure. They walked away from things. They didn't run their mouths. They just kept playing. And this is an impressive win. This Lincoln County team is getting better and had been playing better, but tonight you all shut them down. I mean, you tell me Aiden Schaefer isn't going to get in double figures tonight? That's pretty good defense.
Yeah, he's a heck of a ball player. That's something that we were talking about, how we need to shut him down and make sure the Edwards kid, keep him off the boards. He did a good job on the boards in the first half, but I thought we did a lot better job. We challenged our kids to be more physical with them in the second half, and I thought we did a good job with that. But like you said, overall, just composure, staying composed. We talk about it a lot in practice. We don't take no fiddle faddle or any talking back to coaches or even other players, or they're out of the game in practice or out here. So I thought we did a good job tonight.
I know you, okay? I'm going to give you 3 stats that I think are going to please you when you look at this stat sheet. We can talk about made shots. You were 33 of 70 tonight, shot 47% from the line. You made 10 threes. Or 47% from the floor. You made 10 threes. You were 10 of 14 from the line. But I'm going to give you 3 things that I think are going to make Derek Mullins smile when he looks at this film tonight. 24 offensive rebounds, 22 assists on 33 made shots, and 15 steals. That is a recipe for Derek Mullins' team to win a lot of games.
And you talk about that's a funny thing you say that. We have a goal sheet in our locker room, and it's 15-plus assists, forcing 18 turnovers each game. And you look at that, and I talk about it to our guys a lot about how if we mark off those statistics, and at the bottom of our column it says win or loss. And when we mark them off, we win each and every time. These past 4 games before this game, we haven't marked off anything on our goal sheet, and we've lost all 4 games. So it's a testament that those statistics don't lie, and analytics don't lie. And I thought, like you said, forcing turnovers, taking great shots, and creating other passes, other shots for other people it's just a good all-around team win for us.
You forced 24 turnovers tonight. You win a lot of games if you do that.
Yeah, every bit of it.
Coach, your senior leaders showed up, even those coming off the bench tonight, showing good leadership. And your youngins are starting to grow up, Coach. They're playing much better, taking care of the basketball, getting their heads up a little better. A lot of those assists came from half court and beyond with threading the needle with some passes early in this game that got us out to that 24-point first quarter. That's pretty impressive, the mix that you've got there. And these seniors have really shown great effort in hanging with these young ones and patting them up and instructing them a little bit. We don't have a bunch of rah-rah guys out there, but silently they lead by example.
They do a really good job of that. And I know I've talked to you all, and I talked to a lot of people throughout the community about early in the season we're going to have our up and downs, and we're still going to continue to have our up and downs throughout the season. But hopefully middle of the year, towards the end of the year, we're going to get it going. And I thought tonight, I think it's just a testament to how we practice these past 3 days of practice after the Ravenswood game. We've really got after it. I've changed how we start practice, how we go through the middle of practice, how we do the end of practice. It's full blow from the time we start to the ending. There's no passing drills. There's no shooting drills. We're getting right after it.
It showed tonight.
And with our practice, we have a dog mentality, and we're going to continue to have that dog mentality throughout the year.
Coach, what does this win do for you? This is going to be a tough stretch. You've got Grafton, you've got Winfield, you've got Morgantown. You've got some tough games ahead of you in the next couple of weeks. What does this win do momentum-wise?
Confidence. Confidence is key, not just in sports but in life. And I think when you get a little bit of confidence, start about the winning ways and the ball kind of going around to different players and seeing the ball go through the hole a little bit, the confidence is going to build for not just 1 or 2, but for 5 or 6 or 7 guys. Like you said, I'm playing 9 or 10 guys deep, so it could be anybody's night at any time. So it's a fun style to play, and I know our guys are enjoying it, and we're going to continue to get better each and every night.
Congratulations, Coach. Go enjoy this one with your
Appreciate
team. If I can get Coach Derek Mullins getting his 4th win of the season as they even their record at 4-4 in an impressive fashion, Jeff. I think this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vikings.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect coming in here. We knew Lincoln County was playing some pretty good basketball over the past weekend during the holiday break. And the Vikings, as you can tell, that the practices have been a little different as these kids came ready to go from the tip-off. And the results, very impressive against a decent Lincoln County team. They've got some experience. They've got some guys that have played some quality minutes at the varsity level. And our young guys and our senior leaders and, you know, Sias, the junior, I mean, he fought and scratched and kicked and was aggressive the whole game, got knocked around. He's going to have bruises from his head to the bottom of his feet tomorrow morning. But, man, I love to watch it.
Well, Jeff will sign off. Next broadcast of Viking basketball will be tomorrow night. You'll be here. I'm not sure if it'll be me or Phil on the call with you, but the Vikings will have a tough one. Lindsley in town to take on the Lady Vikes, and the Lady Vikes got a 1-point win up there a few weeks ago, so it'll be a tough test.
Free throw at the end of the game. Sophie Nichols knocks down a free throw. They get the 1-point victory on the road. Struggled a little bit, so we're better. We looked really good against Logan. Hopefully with the same team will show up tomorrow night for the Lady Vikings.
All right, Jeff, we'll wrap it up here from the Health Center. We say thank you to all of our Vikings sponsors of basketball all season long. Special thanks to Rick Shannon, our station manager, and Jennifer Redmond back at Viking Control. Your final score from the Health Center, the Vikings 86, the Lincoln County Panthers 52. For Jeff Waybright, I'm Brian Johnson. Until tomorrow night, have a great night. God bless.